नन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome all of you all for our SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM chapter wise overview sessions. So today we are doing the 8th chapter of Canto 1, a very important chapter called Prayers by Queen Kunti Maharani and Maharaj Parikshit Saved. So before we get into chapter 8, a quick recap of chapter 7. So in chapter 7 we saw how Vyasdev, after receiving the instructions from Narad Muni, Vyasdev sits to meditate. Where does Vyasdev sit to meditate? Which place? Badrika Ashram, that is his ashram. And there he sees Krishna, he sees Maya, and he sees all the living entities suffering under Maya. And then Vyasdev sees the solution. The solution is that he understands that the living entities are suffering because they have forgotten Krishna. So in order to give the solution to people in general, Vyasdev compiles Bhagavatam. And then we saw Bhagavatam is such a glorious scripture. Just by hearing about Bhagavatam, hearing the glories of Krishna, Krishna becomes situated in one's heart, and shoka moha bhayapaha, lamentation, illusion and fear, everything goes away. And then we saw how Vyasdev taught this Bhagavatam to Shukdev Goswami, his son. Even though Shukdev Goswami was a liberated soul, still he heard Bhagavatam. And we heard that shloka, Atma Ramascha Munayo. That means, what is the meaning of this? Shukdev Goswami was a liberated soul, still he heard Bhagavatam means, Bhagavatam is a subject matter for liberated people. For those who are seeking liberation and people who are already liberated, Bhagavatam is the subject matter. So that was the first section of chapter 7. And then the next section starts with how Ashwatthama, he tried to kill the sons of the Pandavas. He actually killed them. He wanted to kill the Pandavas, but he thought that these were the Pandavas, but they were actually the sons of the Pandavas. So after Ashwatthama killed them in the middle of the night, Draupadi is lamenting so much. So that time Arjuna takes a vow that I will catch Ashwatthama and kill him. So Arjuna runs to catch Ashwatthama. And when Ashwatthama sees Arjuna coming, Ashwatthama becomes very, very scared. And Ashwatthama shoots the Brahmastra. That time Arjuna glorifies Krishna, takes shelter of Krishna. And then Krishna tells Arjuna, now you shoot another Brahmastra. The only way you can counteract one Brahmastra is shoot another one. Arjuna shoots another Brahmastra. He pulls both the Brahmastra. And then he captures Ashwatthama like someone binds an animal. And he brings Ashwatthama in front of Draupadi. And now Draupadi, seeing Ashwatthama, this chapter, chapter 7, glorifies the bhakti of Draupadi, the greatness of Draupadi. Now, right in front of Draupadi is the one who is skilled her children, but Draupadi still has compassion for him. Draupadi is saying the logic that Draupadi gives to forgive Ashwatthama. Anyone remembers the logic? What are the various reasons Draupadi gives why we should forgive Ashwatthama? He is the son of Dronacharya. She says whatever you have learned, my dear husbands, it is by the mercy of Dronacharya. So now Dronacharya is dead, but Dronacharya is living through his son. It is very important we show respect to the son of Drona. Any other reason that she gives?
I'm a mother.
Yeah. Correct. So she says, I'm a mother. I know what is the pain of losing children. I don't want the elderly Kripi, the mother of Ashwatthama, to go through that same pain, because she is very elderly. At least I have husbands to look after me now. My children are not there. At least I have husband. Kripi doesn't even have a husband. This is the only boy. If he is also not there, how she will survive? So she is thinking about Kripi. Any other reason? He was a Brahmana. She is very fearful that if we offend Brahmanas, whatever we have got, everything will go. So Draupadi is teaching us this mood of having healthy fear of offending others, especially offending great people. So when we offend great souls, whatever we have got, all the pious credit, material, spiritual, everything is lost. In this way, Draupadi gives various reasons why Ashwatthama should be forgiven. So now Yudhishthir supports, Nakul, Sahadev, everyone supports. Even Lord Krishna supports Draupadi's opinion. But Bhima says, no, we should kill Ashwatthama at any cost. So that time Lord Krishna assumes another 2 hands, 4-handed form, and Krishna is trying to avoid the fight between the family. And at that time Arjuna, he cuts the hair of Ashwatthama, removes the jewel and leaves Ashwatthama. So in this way, this is the subject matter of chapter 7. Basically chapter 7 is showing the glory of Draupadi. How she was such a great soul, such a compassionate, such a great personality that even Lord Krishna, who actually initially in the beginning of the chapter, Lord Krishna said Ashwatthama should be killed. But hearing the opinion of Draupadi, Krishna also changed his mind. So that was the greatness of Draupadi. Now we are entering into chapter 8. In chapter 8, we will see the glory of Kunti Maharani. Another one of the Pandav family, another lady in this Pandav family. So this is the subject matter of chapter 8, the prayers of Queen Kunti. So this chapter 8, it's a long chapter. I don't know whether we'll complete it in one session, but we'll try. So chapter 8 begins with, now Ashwatthama is gone, the children are killed of Draupadi, and now the Pandavas go to Ganga, which flows very close to Hastinapur, New Delhi, and they offer water for all the departed souls. Because so many people had died in this war. So this killing of Ashwatthama killing the 5 children of Draupadi, when did it happen? Anyone knows? It happened on the 18th day night. 18th day night. So that means the war had just got over and this incident happened. So this war, 18 days, was like so many people killed. So many million. Prabhupada gives a figure of how many people were killed in this war. So and most were everyone's relative. So now they had to do mass scale funeral. They burned the body of so many people, offered water in the Ganga, and they were very much aggrieved. So at that point, Krishna pacifies. We will get into these verses. I'm just giving you an overview in the beginning. And then when Krishna, now he's done his job, Krishna has helped, he has pacified Draupadi, pacified everyone. Now when Lord Krishna is about to leave, that time Uttara comes crying to Krishna. Who's Uttara? Parikshit's to-be mother and wife of Abhimanyu. She comes crying to Krishna. Why does she come? Because Ashwatthama had left, but Ashwatthama shot another Brahmastra to kill the child in the womb of Uttara. Parikshit was in the womb, he shot another Brahmastra. So Uttara comes crying for Krishna and Krishna saves Parikshit. Now finally when Krishna is about to go, that time Kunti Maharani comes in the picture. So this is literally, this family has done a match setting, So first Krishna is about to leave, Uttara comes, now Kunti comes, after that we will see Yudhishthir comes and tells Krishna, don't go. So all these devotees have so much love for Krishna. Now Kunti Maharani comes, and this whole chapter, almost the whole chapter 18 to 42, is Kunti Maharani offering prayers to Krishna as Lord Krishna is departing to Dwarka. And towards the end of the chapter, now Lord Krishna is actually about to go. That time Yudhishthir comes and tells Krishna, my dear Krishna, please don't leave. Stay for a few days more. And Krishna agrees. Krishna agrees. And the chapter ends with the connection between chapter 8 and chapter 9. Yudhishthir, even though he is now supposed to be the king, he doesn't want to rule now. He's saying, I am the cause of the killing of so many people, I don't want to rule. Then, how in the next chapter, chapter 9, we will see how Bhishma Dev pacifies Yudhishthir Maharaj. So this is the overview of chapter 8. So we will get into these verses. Each of the verses are very beautiful, especially the section of Kunti Maharani's prayers are very, very beautiful. The most worshipable prayers in the entire SRIMAD Bhagavatam. So 1 to 4 is the section where Krishna is pacifying the Pandavas. Text 1. Suta uvacha atate samparetanam swanam udakam ichchatam dhatum sa Krishna gangayam puraskritya yayostriya. Thereafter, after the death of the sons of the Pandavas, along with Draupadi, they all go to offer water to all the dead relatives. And how do they do this process? They take Ganga water and offer it to them. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, this is the custom in Hindu society till now. When someone passes away, you either try to immerse the ashes in Ganga or you try to at least offer Ganga water, Udaka, for that personality. When Lord Ram, when he was in this forest, Chitrakoot forest, and when Bharat came and informed Lord Ram that Dasharath Maharaj has passed away, so there also Lord Ram goes to the river there and takes water and offers it to his father. So this is the process. Now someone may say, why do we offer Ganga water to the forefathers? How does Ganga water benefit? In text 2, the answer is given. Te niniyodakam sarve vilapya cha brisham puna apluta haripadhabja rajaha puta sarijjale. Ganga gets her power to purify others because Raja Puta Sarijjale. Because Ganga is coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Hari Padhabja Raja Puta Sarijjale. So Ganga is basically mixed with the dust of Lord's lotus feet. So ultimately, who can give liberation? It is Krishna who can give liberation. Like people go and do Shraddh, Pindadan at Gaya. You have heard of Gaya? In Gaya, people go for Pindadan. Lord Ram also did Pindadan for his father there. Why? Because in Gaya, there is the lotus feet of Vishnu. The only temple where there is no deity, the feet of Vishnu is being worshipped. Vishnu Pada Mandir. And people offer Pinda there. So the same water which has washed the feet of Vishnu, Vaman Avatar, comes in the form of Ganga. So another name of Ganga is Vishnu Padi. It is the Charnamrit of Lord Vishnu. So therefore, when you offer the ashes of your forefathers, or at least if you offer water to your forefathers, Ganga water, they get liberated. The story comes one time, Garuda was eating one snake, because Garuda is Krishna's Vahan, but Garuda's food is what? Snake, because vulture's food is snake. So Garuda caught a snake in its leg and it was taking to a different place to eat that snake. But it was passing through Ganga. And as it was taking, the tail of that snake touched Ganga water. And that snake became Vishnu Dut. He became a liberated person. He got the form of Lord Vishnu. And Garuda was about to eat that snake, put that snake on top of its back and took him to Vaikunta. So the understanding is what? If someone's body touches Ganga, that person gets liberation. So that's the idea of offering Pinda. So in this way, all these personalities were sufficiently lamenting. Text 3. Tatrashinam kurupatim Datarashtraam sahanujam Gandharim putra shokartam Pratam krishnam cha madhavam. So after doing all the rituals there, all the kings of the Kuru, Yudhishthir Maharaj, his younger brother, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, Draupadi, all of them were crying and crying. Can you imagine this? When someone passes away in the family, the amount of cry, that the volume of that is very high, especially of the ladies. Can you imagine this? Millions of people being cremated at once. Millions of people being cremated. Can you imagine what that grief would be? Can you imagine? This is like a real mass scale grief. And Lord Krishna was also present there. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that all these people were related to each other in some way. So this is life. You fight, and then when death comes, everyone just grieves together. In the Mahabharata, there is this interesting episode of Drupad and Drona. You all know the story of Drupad and Drona. I will not get into the details. Drupad and Drona were best friends in their childhood, but they became worst enemies later. Worst enemies. And their aim in life was to kill each other. And that's what happened. Both of them, through some channel or the other, they killed each other. And on one day out in the battlefield, Drupad is lying there and Dronacharya is lying. Best friends lying next to each other, both dead. That's the reality. Death, equalizes everyone. So all of them were crying and crying. So that time, Lord Krishna and all the sadhus there, they pacified all these relatives. Text 4. Santavyam asa munibhir Hata bandhum shucharpitan Bhuteshu kalasya gatim Darshayanna pratikriya. How did they pacify? By citing the laws of nature, the laws of the Almighty on all living entities. Kalasya gatim. The laws of nature no one can overcome. And the laws of nature are very stringent. Stringent मतलब very strict. ये दुनिया के नियम जो है बहुत कठोर हैं, very strict and very painful. So Prabhupada writes in this purport, we have all come in this world to enjoy, but what we literally get in this world is lot of suffering. And Krishna and all these sages were trying to pacify them by telling them that this body is anyway going to pass away, the soul is eternal. The basic topics, principle of the Atma, they were trying to speak and pacify. So Prabhupada writes here in the purport, see, everyone knows, everyone who is born, everyone knows that death is going to come. Isn't it? Everyone knows death is going to come. But still, death of someone comes as a shock. Even though you know it is going to come, but when that news comes, it is always a shock. And however learned you may be, you may be giving lectures on topic of the Atma, how death is going to happen to everyone, but when something happens in your family, it will be a shock for you also. And you need someone to pacify you, to remind you that this is how the laws of nature are going to be. There's no need actually for... Please be careful. This... Hare Krishna. So that's the laws of nature. There's one of our great acharyas. In his song he writes, Edanna yobana putra parijana itike ache parati tire kamala dalla jala jivana talamala bhajohu hari pada nitire. In this world, your youth, your family, everything that you're attached to will just slip away in no time. Just like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. The only thing that is a reality, Satyam Satyam Punas Satyam Harer Namaiva Kevalam. The only thing that's a reality is Krishna and the holy names. Rest, everything is going to go away. In this way, Krishna and all these great sages tried to pacify them. Now, it is explained in text 5 how Duryodhan and the entire family, they lost everything because they offended Vaishnavas. Text 5. साधयित्वा जातशत्रो स्वं राज्यं कितवेरृतं घातयित्वा सतो राज्ञा कचस्पृश शतायुष. Duryodhan and his brothers, they thought that they were very intelligent people, and they tried to insult Yudhishthir. What is the name of Yudhishthir here? Ajata Shatru. Ajata Shatru means Yudhishthir was such a great soul, Dharmaraj, an enemy was never born for him, or Yudhishthir never considered anyone to be his enemy. Such a great soul, Duryodhan offended the Pandavas, Yudhishthir. Not only that, they offended Draupadi. And because of offending a chaste lady, a Vaishnavi and Vaishnavas, the result was their duration of life was decreased. Kachasprisha Shata Ayusha, their life was reduced. And Lord Krishna, the property that Pandavas had lost, Duryodhana had taken away through gambling, Krishna bought it back. By Krishna's grace, all this came back. What went out of their hand came back. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, we're not having time to get into all the details of the purport, but Prabhupada writes in the purport, Vedic civilization, any civilized society will always protect 5 types of people. That is a test of a civilized society. And an uncivilized society will ill-treat these 5 types of people. Which are the 5 types of people who should be protected? First is Brahmanas. Second is cows. Third is women. Fourth is children. And the fifth is elderly people. Any society that protects this 5 types of people is a civilized society. Any society that offends these 5 types of people is the worst society. And Duryodhan was such a king, he offended women, he offended elderly people, he didn't know how to talk to Bhishma, he didn't know how to talk to Dronacharya properly, he offended Vaishnavas, Brahmanas. The result is he was destroyed. And the result, Pandavas, they lost the dynasty, they lost the entire kingdom. They got it back because they respected cows, they respected women, they respected Brahmana, they respected elderly people. Therefore, they got everything back. This is the secret of success. 5 people you offend, whatever you have will go. 5 people you respect, take care of them nicely, all resources will come to you. Why did Krishna want Yudhishthir to be the king? Because Yudhishthir was a cultured king who respected these 5 kinds of personalities. In this way, Lord Krishna protected Yudhishthir, and Lord Krishna inspired and instructed Yudhishthir to perform Ashwamedha Yajna. Because what had happened after the killing of all these people, Yudhishthir was thinking that I am the cause of this entire war, I am at fault, I am sinful. So Krishna told Yudhishthir, perform an Ashwamedha Yajna. Text 6. Yajayitva Ashwamedestam Tribir Uttama Kalpake Tadyasha Pavanam Diksho Shatam Manyor Ivatano. So in this way, Lord Krishna made Yudhishthir perform 3 Ashwamedha Yajna. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, to perform 1 Ashwamedha Yajna also is impossible. It's an impossibility. It requires so much money and so much power. It is not possible at all. Yudhishthir performed 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas. And Yudhishthir became so famous, his fame became greater than even the fame of Indra. His fame became even greater than the fame of Indra. And Prabhupada writes here, this is the prerogative of a devotee of the Lord. What did Yudhishthir do? Yudhishthir was a sincere devotee of Krishna. Krishna made him more famous than Indra. Generally, Indra, anyone to get the post of Indra, if anyone wants the post of Indra, you know what is the way to get the post of Indra? You have to do 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. You all can try it. If you do 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, then you will become Indra. But Yudhishthir did only 3, he became more famous than Indra. So Prabhupada writes here, this is the prerogative of a great devotee of the Lord. Krishna somehow makes his devotees more and more famous because a devotee is actually very, very humble. In this way, Krishna made Yudhishthir more and more famous. Text 7. Amantriya Pandu Putramscha Saimyodhava Samayuta Dvaipayanadibhirvipre Pujite Pratipujita. So now Lord Krishna, he's been in Hastinapur for a long time. Lord Krishna has left Dwarka. He's been in Hastinapur for a very long time, By the time they arranged the entire army, the 18 days of war, he was there for the funeral ceremony. He was waiting for Yudhishthira to do 3 Ashwamedha Yagyas. It's a long period of time. Lord Krishna has left his entire family and Krishna is here in Hastinapur. So finally Lord Krishna says, I am going now to Dwarka. That's it. My devotees are waiting there. Alright, there is one center there also. There's one center here, there's one center there. Krishna had many centers. Just like in ISKCON we have different centers. Krishna had one Hastinapur center, one Dwarka center. So Krishna is saying, my Dwarka center devotees are calling me. So Krishna was going. And when Krishna was going, all the Brahmanas, all the Pandavas, they came to offer greetings to Krishna or to glorify Krishna. So they were worshipping Krishna, and what Krishna was doing? Krishna also was worshipping them. Because when Brahmanas worship Krishna, it is a duty of a Brahmana to glorify Krishna. But Krishna has so much respect for Brahmanas, Krishna also started to worship the Brahmanas and offer respects to them. So as Lord Krishna is leaving now to Dwarka, what happens? Uttara comes running to Krishna. Text 8. Gantum Kritamater Brahman Dwarakam Rata Astita Upalebe Bidvavantim Uttaram Bayavivalam. As soon as he was seated on the chariot, Ratam Astita, Dwarakam Ratam Astita, he was seated on the chariot to go to Dwarka. Uttara came running there, completely filled with fear. This is the material world. Whether it is Ramayana or Mahabharata, the concept of happily lived ever after is not there. Not there. That is not reality. That is only film line. Reality is that is not the case. Pandavas, if you see their life, see what's happening here. The entire life they were trying to be eliminated in so many ways. So much injustice done to them. Finally the war happens. They become the king. And the day they are going to become the king, all the 5 sons killed. They are thinking now things will be okay. But immediately Parikshit is attempted to be killed. Krishna says. So in this way, something or the other is always on. This material world means Padam Padam Yad Vipadamna Tesha. There is danger at every step. So spiritual life doesn't assure you that this life will be a bed of roses. But it assures us, when problems come, what do we do? So this is what we have to learn from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam doesn't teach us that you will not have any problems. Bhagavatam teaches us that when problems come, what you have to do? You have to do what Uttara is doing here. What Arjuna has been doing, what Kunti has been doing. So when Uttara, she is undergoing a big problem in her life. Ashwatthama shot the Brahmastra to kill the child in her womb. What does Uttara do? Text 9 is a very, very important verse. Uttara uvacha Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Nanyatvam Abhayam Pashye Yatra Mrityu Parasparam. That's it. This is what Bhagavatam teaches us, right? As soon as there's a problem in life, what is your reflex action? Take shelter of Krishna. Pahi Pahi Mahayogin. Pahi means protect me. My dear Krishna, Mahayogi, the greatest mystic, you can do anything. Anything is possible for you. Any miracle is possible. Please protect me. Deva Deva Jagatpate. Deva Deva means Krishna is God of the gods. He's the Lord of everyone. Jagatpate. Jagatpate means he's the master of everyone. Right? And then Uttara says, Nanyatvam Abhayam Pashye. My dear Krishna, other than you, Nanyatvam Abhayam Pashye. Other than you, no one can give protection. This is the faith that we should have. Other than Krishna, no one in this world can give us protection. No one can protect us in this world. Only Krishna can protect us. And this world is a place of yatra mrityu parasparam. This world is a place of mrityuhu. There's a place of death. There's a place where there is birth and death regularly, so many problems. So therefore, Uttara is teaching us and Bhagavatam is teaching us that we have to learn to take shelter of Krishna. We'll find a similar verse in the previous chapter when that Brahmastra was shot. Here also Brahmastra is shot. There also when Brahmastra was shot, when Ashwatthama shot that Brahmastra, in fear of Arjuna, that time also same mood Arjuna takes shelter of Krishna. Arjuna was a very powerful warrior, but he knew that ultimately only Krishna can protect. So in this way, Uttara is taking shelter of Krishna. And then Uttara is telling Krishna, I'll not read the next words. Uttara is telling Krishna, my dear Krishna, there's a fiery iron arrow, a Brahmastra coming fast to my womb to kill the embryo in my womb. Please do something. So that time Lord Krishna, who is very affectionate to the devotees, will read text 11. Suta uvacha upadharaya vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsala Apandavanam idam kartum Drone astram abudyata. When Krishna heard the words of Uttara, Krishna, who is very affectionate to devotees, Bhagavan, who is Krishna? Krishna is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But what is there in the heart of Krishna? Bhakta Vatsala. Krishna is very affectionate to his devotees. Vatsala. Vatsala comes from the word Vatsa. Vatsa means a calf. Just like a mother cow is very affectionate to the calf, right? Similarly, Krishna is very affectionate to his devotees. For Krishna, devotees are like calves. Just like a mother cow loves the cow, Krishna loves his devotees. So therefore, Krishna decided that I have to do something. And Krishna understood that this is the work of Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama's idea was to kill that last child of the Pandav family. This is what Ashwatthama was planning. And then Lord Krishna, what did he do? In text 13 it is said, Vyasan viksha tattesham Ananya vishayatmanam Sudarshanena swastrena Swanam raksham vyadad vibho. When Lord Krishna saw Ananya vishayatmanam, when Lord Krishna saw that his great unalloyed devotees, Ananya means unalloyed. When Lord Krishna saw that his pure devotees, Uttara and the Pandav family, were in danger, Lord Krishna took up his Sudarshan Chakra to protect. See, Brahmastra is a very, very powerful weapon. There is no weapon that can counteract Brahmastra. But Krishna has a very special weapon. There is an exception for everything. And Krishna can do the impossible. That is the beauty of Krishna. And Krishna made the power of Brahmastra fail, and Brahmastra couldn't do anything. And then in text 14, Sutta Goswami says, this is not at all astonishing for Krishna. Antasta sarva bhutanam Atma yogeshwaro hari Swamayaya avranodgarbam Vaitharya kurutantave. So here it said, for Lord Krishna, nothing is impossible. Lord Krishna personally protected the womb. He entered into the womb and protected the child within the womb. And then in text 16, Sutta Goswami says, Ma mamstahi etat ascharyam sarvascharya chute ya idam maya ya devya srajati avati hantyaja. So Sutta Goswami says, my dear Brahmanas, don't think that this is something very special for Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, made the power of Brahmastra go fail. This is nothing astonishing. Because Lord Krishna, by his energy, he creates, maintains and annihilates this world. Therefore, for Krishna, practically anything is possible. So therefore, Uttara, when she went to Krishna, she used the word Yogeshwara, Mahayogi. Krishna is the greatest mystic yogi. For Krishna, anything is possible. Even impossible can become possible by the mercy of Krishna. In fact, in one of the chapters ahead, we will see it is actually said that Brahmastra killed Parikshit. The child was killed in the womb. Krishna made him alive again. Krishna brought that child back to life. Krishna can do anything because Lord Krishna's mood was this Pandav family has to continue. I want this Pandav family to continue. This is such a glorious family. So Krishna protected this child. So in this way, Lord Krishna came, used his Sudarshan Chakra, Swamayaya, with his personal energy, Krishna protected the child. So now when Lord Krishna is actually finally leaving, that time what happens? It is said, Kunti comes in front of Krishna. So this is the section from 18 onwards. So when Krishna was actually leaving, Kunti and her 5 sons, they come and approach Krishna. And from text 18 on, till 44, long section is Kunti Maharani's prayers. So Bhagavatam is a book where there is a storyline, and in the storyline there are a lot of prayers. Right? We like to hear stories, we don't like to hear prayers because there's a lot of philosophy in it. But these prayers are also very, very beautiful. So when we hear a story of Krishna, we may think that Krishna is an ordinary person. But when we hear glorification of Krishna, prayers offered to Krishna by great personalities, we will understand who Krishna is. If you remember in chapter 7, we saw a prayer of a great devotee. Who offered prayer to Lord Krishna in chapter 7? Anyone remembers? Arjuna offered. When Arjuna was seeking protection, he glorified Krishna in so many ways. Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord, you can do anything. In this way, he glorified Krishna. So the philosophy comes here. Anyone who thinks that ISKCON devotees have some special bias towards Krishna, they only speak about Krishna, they don't speak about others. But this is what the scriptures explain. And Kunti Maharani is a great authority. These set of prayers of Kunti Maharani are chanted by even the greatest sannyasis and rishis. Even the greatest personalities have chanted and repeated the prayers of Kunti. So Kunti offers beautiful prayers in glorification of Krishna. So Kunti is teaching us what to pray, and she is also teaching us the position of Krishna. How Krishna is not an ordinary person, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let us get into these prayers of Queen Kunti with lot of devotion and lot of respect and lot of reverence. Text 18. Kunti uvacha namasye purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrite param alaksham sarvabhutana antar bahir avasthitam. So she begins her prayers. Namasye, I offer my obeisances. Purusham tvadyam, to you Krishna, who is a person. We were discussing Isopanishad. There's one of the Upanishad, 108 Upanishads, one of the Upanishad called Isopanishad. The invocation mantra of Isopanishad is Om Purnam Adap Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Evaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. That means Krishna is complete, perfect. And Prabhupada explains in the purport, there are 3 understandings of God. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Brahman is that energy, powerful, effulgent aspect of God. But greater understanding of God is Paramatma, the super soul in everyone's heart. But the highest understanding of God is God having a form. If you all remember, we discussed in chapter 7 also, we discussed in chapter 6, when Narad Muni is glorifying Krishna, he is using the word Purusha in so many places. So Krishna, that Supreme Lord, is not formless. He is not Nirakar, Nirvishesh. He has a form. Therefore, he is called Purusha. Namasye Purusham Tvadyam. So Krishna has a form. But what kind of form? Adhyam. Adhyam means the original person. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji glorifies Krishna. Krishna, who are you? Govindam Adi Purusham. You are the original person from whom everything comes. So in this way she is glorifying Krishna. Namasye Purusham Tvadyam. Ishwaram. Ishwaram means Krishna is the controller. And the same prayer comes in Brahma Samhita. Ishwara Parama Krishna. There are so many controllers in this world, but the topmost controller is Krishna, the boss of everyone. Controller. Deva Deva Jagatpate. Even the God of all gods, all the demigods report to Lord Krishna. So Krishna is that Ishvara. Prakrite Param. What does Prakrite Param mean? Krishna is beyond material nature. Maya cannot touch Krishna because Krishna is the master of Maya. Prakrite Param, he is beyond the material nature. Alaksham Sarvabhutanam. Alaksham Sarvabhutanam means Krishna is invincible to the living entities. Krishna is there everywhere. Antar Bhai Avesthitam. Krishna is inside, Krishna is outside. But still we cannot see Krishna. That is the beauty of Krishna. Where is Krishna? Krishna is everywhere. Just like we have the story of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad could see Krishna everywhere. And Hiranyakashipu was seeing the same places. He was seeing the same pillars. He was seeing everything, but he couldn't see Krishna. Krishna is inside, Krishna is outside. Krishna is everywhere. In every element, every atom, Krishna is there. But still Krishna is invisible to people in general. Devotees can see, but non-devotees cannot see. Why people cannot see Krishna? If Krishna is everywhere, why we cannot see him? In the next verse he explains, Maya Javanika Channam Agya Dokshajam Avyayam Na Lakshe Mudadrisha Nato Natya Dharo Yata. Why we cannot see Krishna if Krishna is everywhere? Maya Javanika Channam. Achanna means covered. Because Maya has covered over our vision. Imagine, if you are there in front of a temple, like this altar is here, Krishna is there inside, but if the screen is closed, can you see Krishna? Krishna is there, but you cannot see until that screen opens up. So Krishna, where is Krishna? Krishna is right in front of us. But the problem is there is a curtain of Maya in front of us, because of which we cannot see Krishna. Agya adokshajam avyayam. So Krishna is beyond the sense perception of a normal person. Therefore, there is this verse which comes in the scriptures, which says, we cannot, what is that verse? We cannot approach Krishna's name, form. What is that verse? I forgot that verse. Sometimes Krishna gives forgetfulness. But basically that verse says that how Lord Krishna, we can approach Krishna only through the mood of service. Sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurudyata. Atashri Krishna namadi nabhavaid grayam indriyai. Sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurudyata. We cannot see Krishna through our senses. We can see Krishna through the mood of service. Only when we serve Krishna, Krishna will give his darshan. So a devotee is in the mood of service, so therefore he can see. But a foolish person, no lakshyasya muda drisha. Krishna is invincible to whom? A foolish observer. Krishna, who cannot see Krishna? A fool cannot see Krishna. One who is in ignorance, he cannot see Krishna. But one who is a devotee can appreciate Krishna everywhere. And Kunti Maharani gives an example. Krishna is like an actor dressed as a player. Nato nartha dharo yata. Just like, if you have your best friend and he is participating in a drama and he's done his makeup so well, you're not able to recognize him. You're a friend, but you're not able to recognize him because he's dressed up so well. Similarly, Krishna is that Supreme Lord, but when he comes, people think that he's a human being. Because Krishna does his acting so well as a human being, very difficult to understand that he is God. Very difficult to understand. But Krishna is the Supreme Lord, he is just playing the part of a human being perfectly. If an actor does his role perfect, that means what? You will not be able to recognize him who he is. That means he's a good actor. Who's a good actor? He will act in such a way that you will think that he's completely different. Similarly, Krishna is such a perfect actor. When he plays the part of a small child, Yashoda is trying to teach Krishna, running after Krishna. Krishna is in fear because Krishna is acting at that point. So normal people, foolish people cannot understand Krishna. And then Kunti Maharani, out of her humility, she tells Krishna, Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartam Katam Pashe Mahistriya. Why does Krishna come? Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartam. Krishna comes to propagate the signs of devotional service. Very beautiful understanding. Why does Krishna come in this world? Krishna doesn't just come to kill Kansa, and Krishna doesn't come to kill Shishupal and all that. That are side activities. What is the main activity of Krishna? Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartam. Krishna comes to preach the process of bhakti. Bhagavad Gita, every chapter, every verse, Krishna is preaching the process of bhakti, the path of bhakti. So Krishna comes to preach the path of bhakti. And who can participate in the process of bhakti? Tata Paramahamsanam. Those who are Paramahamsa. You know what is Paramahamsa? Paramahamsa means swan-like people. Hansa is a swan, royal swan, right? It stays in very pure places. So Paramahamsana means very transcendental people. Muninam Amalatmanam. One whose heart is completely pure. Only such people can understand the message of Krishna. And Kunti Maharani, out of her humility, she is saying, I am just a woman. How can I understand you? Such great people are not able to understand you. I am a simple woman. How can I understand? So in this way, Kunti is teaching all of us. Even though she is a great devotee, she is almost like the aunt of Krishna. But the way she is approaching Krishna is out of humility. Whoever you are, when you approach Krishna and the superiors, you approach Krishna in the mood of humility, not in the mood of arrogance. When you are humble, that is when Krishna will give you his darshan. In this way, she is telling Krishna, how can I, a simple woman, understand you perfectly? You are beyond my understanding. And then she offers obeisances to Krishna. Text 21, a very important verse and a very beautiful verse. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. So this is that Supreme Lord. Specific names given. Right? Specific name given. Who is that Supreme Lord? Krishnaya. Krishna is that Supreme Lord. Krishnaya. So I offer my obeisances. Namo Namaha. I offer my Dandavat, my obeisances to Krishna, that Supreme Lord. Vasudevaya. Another name of Krishna is Vasudev. What does Vasudev mean? Son of Vasudev. Krishna's father's name was Vasudev. Krishna is the son of Vasudev. Therefore he is called Vasudev. Devaki Nandanayacha. Nandana is the darling, or you can say the beloved. So Krishna is the beloved child of Devaki. So Devaki and Vasudev are so glorious. They gave birth to that Supreme Lord, that unborn Krishna, they gave birth. Why did Krishna appear through Devaki and Vasudev? Because they were pure devotees of the Lord. So therefore he chose them to be his parents. So she is, Kunti at this point, she is offering obeisances to not only Krishna, but she is offering obeisances to the parents of Lord Krishna, who have given birth to Krishna. Right? So this mood of gratitude is very important in our life. We are all sitting here because Srila Prabhupada has struggled so much. We are celebrating the birth of Krishna because Devaki and Vasudeva struggled so much. So always being grateful to the devotees is something very important. Krishna will never appear on his own. Krishna will always appear because of prayers of some devotee. And the way we glorify Krishna is by glorifying him in connection with the devotees. So Prabhupada explains, Krishna is more happy when we chant his name in connection with devotees. So when we call Krishna Devaki Nandan, Nanda Nandan, Yashoda Nandan, Krishna becomes very, very happy. Because you are glorifying Krishna in connection with a devotee. So in this way, she is not only offering obeisances to Krishna, but she is offering obeisances to Vasudeva and Devaki. If you all know, Kunti is actually the cousin sister of Vasudeva. Cousin brothers and sisters. But she is feeling that they are so fortunate that they are given birth to Krishna. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. So Krishna was born in Mathura by the mercy of Devaki and Vasudeva. But Krishna didn't stay in Mathura. Krishna goes to Vrindavan. And what he does in Vrindavan? Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. He grows up as the son of Nanda Maharaj. So what Prabhupada explains on the purport, what to speak of the glory of Nanda and Yashoda. Devaki and Vasudeva gave birth to Krishna, but they couldn't see the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Krishna didn't do any childhood pastime in Mathura. But Nanda and Yashoda were so fortunate they could see all the childhood pastimes of Krishna. And Krishna is called Govindaya. Govindaya means Krishna who gives pleasure to the cows, senses and land. Go, the word Govind. Govind. Vindam comes from the word Anand. One who gives Ananda to go. Go means three things. Go refers to cows. Go refers to senses or Indriya. And Go refers to Dharti Mata, Bhumi Devi. So Krishna gave pleasure to the cows, the senses of all devotees and to the land. In this way, Kunti is offering obeisances to Krishna. And in text 22, another beautiful verse, she says, Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. See this verse, Namaha, Namaha, Namaha. 4 times the word Namaha. So this is Bhagavatam. The essence of Bhagavatam is keep offering obeisances to Krishna. Namaha. And the essence of Bhagavad Gita is also the same thing. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. A great devotee matlab is always offering obeisances. Namaha, Namaha. It is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, this Bhagavatam first canto. But in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, when Brahmaji comes to Vrindavan to glorify Krishna, it is explained that seeing Krishna, Brahmaji gets up, offers Dandavat, gets up, offers Dandavat, gets up, offers Dandavat. So many times he is doing that. Again and again falling at the feet of Krishna. So she is offering obeisances to Krishna. Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya. She is offering obeisances to Krishna's navel. Krishna's navel. And Krishna's navel is in the form of a lotus. So here we will see Namaha 4 times and we will see the word Pankaja 4 times. Pankaja means lotus. Pankaja is a lotus. One that blossoms with sunshine, Pankaja, right, is a lotus. So Krishna's body is compared to a lotus. Krishna's navel is compared to a lotus. Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya. Namaha Pankaja Maline. And Krishna was wearing a garland and the garland had lotus flowers. Krishna's favorite flower is lotus flower. If you go to Jagannath Puri, they will offer Jagannath lotus flower garland. So Krishna is wearing a garland of lotus flowers. Namaha Pankaja Maline. Offering obeisances to Krishna was wearing a lotus garland. Namaha Pankaja Netraya. Krishna's eyes are like lotus petals. You've seen lotus petal? Big. Krishna's eyes are big like that. Namaste Pankajangraye. And Krishna's feet are also pinkish like a lotus. That's how she is glorifying Krishna. Krishna's every part of the body is like a lotus flower. Our acharyas explain, in this material world, if you want to compare anyone's beauty, if you want to glorify someone's beauty, there are only 2 beautiful objects in this world. One is a lotus and other is the moon. So you'll always have comparison of Krishna either to a lotus or to the moon. Not the best comparison, but that is the best that can be in this world. In this way, she is offering obeisances. So Prabhupada writes here something very interesting. Generally, when you offer Dandavat to Krishna, where do you offer Dandavat? To the feet of Krishna. But Kunti is starting to offer Dandavat to the navel of Krishna first. You see what is Kunti doing? She is offering Dandavat or obeisances to the navel of Krishna, then to the chest of Krishna. Because of the chest of Krishna, there is this lotus garland. Then to the face of Krishna, her eyes, Krishna's eyes. And then to the feet of Krishna. Namaste Pankajangre. Why is Kunti doing this? Because generally Kunti in her heart, she wanted to offer Dandavat to Krishna's feet only. But Krishna is junior to him, to her in age. Krishna is basically Kunti's nephew. So Kunti didn't want to embarrass Krishna too much. So she starts to offer obeisances to Krishna's navel and then she completes the circuit and comes to navel, chest, face and then feet. And Prabhupada writes here, for all of us the message is what? When we see the form of Krishna, we should not be in a hurry. We should see Krishna from his lotus feet to his navel, to his chest and then to his face. That's how we have darshan of Krishna. So Kunti is also teaching us how we should have darshan of Krishna step by step, gradually. Similarly, Bhagavatam, the first 2 cantos are like the feet of Krishna. 10th canto is like the face of Krishna. So when we read Bhagavatam also, gradually, first canto, second canto, like that, slowly you move towards the 10th canto. All of you are understanding these beautiful prayers? And it's not that Kunti Maharani prepared prayers and came, I have a class to give and later on 2026 devotees will sit in Panjim and hear my prayers. Let me prepare well and go. Spontaneous prayers, just from her heart, it just came out like that. Imagine this. That means to tell these prayers, what kind of bhakti will be in her heart, that spontaneously she can offer these prayers. 5,000 years later, we are still sitting here, 2026, and discussing these prayers. Came out spontaneously from her heart. Text 23-24. Kunti, she's saying how Krishna protected her and her children from so many problems in life. Text 23 is a very interesting verse. Yata Rishikesh Khalena Devaki Kamsena Rudar Chitam Shucharpita Vimochitaham Cha Sahatmaja Vibo Tvaeva Natena Muhur Vipadghana. She says, Oh Rishikesh. Krishna's another name is Rishikesh. Rishikesh means the Lord of the senses. Oh my dear Lord, you protected Devaki, your mother, from the imprisonment of Kansa. But you protected me and my children from a series of constant dangers. So Prabhupada writes in this purport, who was more fortunate? Devaki was more fortunate, yeah, Kunti was more fortunate. So in one sense, Devaki was more fortunate because she gave birth to Krishna. But Krishna didn't show so much favor to Devaki, how much he has shown to Kunti. Because what did Krishna do? Krishna saved the children of Kunti, who are the children of Kunti, Pandavas, so many times. But Krishna didn't save the children of his own mother. You know the story? Before Krishna, Devaki had 6 children. They were killed. Krishna didn't save them. But now Krishna is saving the children of Kunti. Why? Because Prabhupada writes in the purport, because Devaki had a husband, Vasudeva was alive. But for Kunti, husband was dead. So Krishna thought Kunti needs more protection. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, I'm just reading this. The conclusion is that Krishna endows more favor to a devotee who is in greater danger. So that means a devotee who is more helpless, Krishna will give more protection. In this way, Krishna showed more mercy to Kunti Maharani. He protected Devaki once from Kansa, but he protected Kunti so many times from a series of danger. So Kunti at this mood, at this point, she is having a lot of gratitude in her heart. So we are studying the prayer of Kunti and we are seeing the mood of Kunti, not only the words of Kunti, but we are trying to reflect and trying to go deeper into the heart of Kunti. One, we have already seen the humility of Kunti. Kunti is such a great soul, but still she is feeling herself so humble. Here we are seeing another very important way in which we glorify Krishna, the mood of being grateful. All of us, Kunti, she had her own injustice in life. She could have cried in so many ways, like Karna cried. She could have cried in so many ways. Krishna, why did this happen to me? That happened to me. She could have cried in so many ways. But you don't find her prayers crying that Krishna, why did this happen to me? That's not a prayer. Her prayer is, Krishna, you have been so merciful to me. I am such a sinful soul, but still you have helped me in so many ways. The mood of being grateful is something that is so very, very important. So very important. In our own life, Krishna has helped us in so many ways. The only problem is we are not able to recognize it. The difference between Kunti and us is Krishna is helping us also. But the problem is we are not able to recognize Krishna's help. We are not able to see it. Self-realization, God-realization means realizing God's help that is always there. God always loves us, but we don't realize it. God realization means to realize that God is loving me. I'm getting food every day. People are coming and talking to me. Something or the other is happening. Reciprocation is there. Okay. Just recently I was in Mayapur, New Year, 1st January story. 1st January, we were leaving from Mayapur. I know we were getting into the vehicle. I told devotees, I'll just go a little ahead, go to Srivas Angan, have some darshan first morning, start the new year. I went to Srivas Angan, darshan was closed. So I was just sitting there chanting. One dog, Srivas Angan, that dog comes and sits right next to me. I didn't call the dog. I'm trying to push the dog away, the dog is coming to me. And the dog was like showering so much love and affection. So I was feeling that I could be crying that I didn't have darshan on first morning. But I can be grateful that Srivas Thakur sent some representative to me to show some blessings to me in some form. Be grateful. So we have to learn to be grateful. We have to make a list of gratitude. In what ways Krishna has helped us. And text 24 is Kunti Maharani's list of gratitude. Vishan Mahagne Purushat Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krichrata Mrite Mrite Nek Maharatastrato Drauni Astrashta Chasma Hare Virakshita. So this is a list. Vishan Mahagne. Vishan matlab poisoned cake. She's giving a whole list of problems that they went through and how Krishna helped them. And the beauty is, see, this is the list of all the problems that they went through. And in all these problems, it is not that Krishna was personally present at that point, but Kunti could see that it is Krishna's mercy only that protected us. So for Krishna to protect us, it is not necessary that Krishna has to come in front of us. But Krishna's protection is always there. Here, Vishan, matlab poisoned cake. When these children, Pandavas, were very small, one time Duryodhan gave a poisoned cake to Bhima to kill him. But Krishna's mercy, Bhima went into the Nagaloka and that the snakes also bit him. So this poison, that poison became negative and Bhima got more power. Right? And then he came out more powerful. So that time also Krishna saved. But was Krishna present there at that point? No. But Kunti is seeing the mercy of Krishna there. Mahagne. Mahagne matlab the great fire in that lac house. Varna Vrata, na? Lakshagraha. You know. So while you go towards Kedarnath from Rishikesh onwards, right now also there is a village. 2-3 years ago we had gone there. The name of that village is Laka Mandal. The name of the village, you know, Prabhuji, Sonali Mataji, they were there. Laka Mandal. In that village this incident happened. That's the name of the village only is Laka Mandal. So there they were sent to in a house. That whole house was made from an inflammable material. And the idea was to burn them alive. And it was attempted also. The whole house was burnt alive. But by Krishna's mercy, they escaped. And in this incident also, Krishna was not personally present. But Kunti is seeing that this is the mercy of Krishna. Purushat Darshanad. Cannibals, when they were in a place called Ekachakra, Nityanand Prabhu's birthplace, there was this demon called Bakasur who wanted to, was man-eating cannibal. And then Bhima goes and kills Bakasur, Hidimba, and Bhima got married to Hidimbi. So cannibals also, they were saved. And again Krishna was not personally present here. But Kunti is seeing that as Krishna's protection. Asat Sabhaya. Asat Sabhaya means that gambling match. Now when Draupadi was being disrobed, was Krishna present there? No, Krishna was not present there. Krishna was there in Dwarka. But still Krishna came there to protect. And this Kunti is able to see that this is Krishna's protection. Vanavasa Krichrata. 13 years in the forest. 13 years in the forest was not an easy life. Difficult life. They could have died in so many ways, in so many places, so many times. But Krishna protected them. And then Mrite Anek Maharatastruto. And recently during the 18 days of war, Kunti is reflecting, so many powerful warriors, they shot such powerful weapons. Still, nothing happened to my children. How is it possible? How is it possible? This is Krishna's mercy. And then she says, now the latest episode is Ashwatthama shot a Brahmastra to kill that child, and again you are protected, my dear Krishna. So she is given the whole list of dangers, how Krishna has protected her so many times, time and again, Krishna has been protecting. And therefore, this is our prayer. Only Kunti can pray like this. Her prayer to Krishna is Vipadashantu tashashvat Tatra Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsya Apunar Bhava Darshanam. So she's remembering all those calamities, problems in life, and she's praying to Krishna, my dear Krishna, let those problems come again and again. Can anyone say this? Will you say that, Krishna, that problem I had in my life now was a very good problem. Please give me that problem again. Will anyone ever say this? No one can say it. We may say it because we know that Krishna will not listen to our prayer. Right? But to say it and to understand that Krishna will listen to me requires a lot of courage to do it. Kunti Maharani is saying it. Not just lip service. She wants it from her heart. Why? What is the logic? Because she says, my dear Krishna, whenever there has been problem, you have been there. And anyone who sees you, apunar bhava darshanam, he will not see birth and death again. What is a bigger problem? The problems in this world are a bigger problem. Yeah, birth and death is a bigger problem. Birth and death is a bigger problem. So Kunti is saying, I am ready to undergo problems in this life, but I don't want to see birth and death again. The only way I can get rid of that is to see you regularly. So this prayer of Kunti is the epitome of all prayer. You don't have, this is Bhagavatam, right? And this is still the first kind of Bhagavatam, right? But this is the epitome of all prayer. No one else, no other religion can pray like this. You don't have anyone praying like this. This is the kind of prayer Kunti is teaching us. When you go in front of Krishna, our prayer is not that Krishna free us from problems. That's not a prayer at all. Our prayer is to Krishna. What is our prayer to Krishna? Krishna, may we always see you. What is the prayer to Krishna? Krishna, may we always see you. Our prayer to Krishna is, Krishna, may we never forget you. May we always see you. Because if we are seeing Krishna regularly, then that itself is perfection. So we are not seeking liberation. We are not even seeking freedom from problems. Our only prayer is, Krishna, let me see you regularly, because seeing the lotus face of Krishna, being in touch with Krishna is the greatest blessing. So in our Krishna conscious movement, we have so many opportunities to see Krishna. We visit dhams, we are hearing Bhagavatam. This is what Kunti is praying for. Problems will be there. That's one aspect of life. We should be more focused on the aspect that we are able to have the connection with Krishna. And in text 26, we'll read one or two more verses and then stop for today. Who can approach Krishna? So basically she says, who can approach Krishna and who cannot approach Krishna. In 26, she basically says, both who can and who cannot approach Krishna. Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribir Vedamana Madapuman Naivarhati Adidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. So we have seen, if you are in touch with Krishna, then that itself is liberation. But who can approach Krishna, who cannot approach Krishna? So she is saying, Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shibir Edamana Madapuman. A person who is proud of his birth, opulence, wealth, education and beauty, such a person cannot approach Krishna feelingly. Why? Because you have your own security now. You are already proud of so many things. To approach Krishna, you have to feel that I don't have anything in my life. If you feel I already have something, that something will hold you back from approaching Krishna. So anyone who has high birth, Brahmin family, great family is born in, or anyone who is like very rich, or anyone who is very educated, very beautiful, there's a sense of pride. Edamana Madapuman. Mada is pride, intoxication. One intoxication is liquor, but a bigger intoxication is these things. Money is a bigger intoxication. Beauty is a bigger intoxication. People are they are in their seventh heavens, right? They think that they are very great. Such people cannot approach God because they don't find the need. And then Kunti says, who can call you feelingly? Tvam akinchana gocharam. Akinchan. Kinchan means money. Kinchan is money. Akinchan means no money. So one who is poor, only such people can call out Krishna. That means, what does poor mean? It's not that you have to actually become poor. The mood is you should feel that even if you have wealth, you should understand that this wealth is nothing without Krishna. That mood that without Krishna my life is useless. What is Mahaprabhu's prayer? Shunyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name. Without Krishna the entire world is just hollow and useless. So that mood is very important so that we can cry out to Krishna. Prabhupada would often give this example when we chant Hare Krishna. How do we chant Hare Krishna? Just like a child crying out to a mother. So just like a child cries out very helpless. The child cannot do anything. Only then the mother will come. So we are crying out to Krishna in the mood of helplessness. I think I mentioned this point last time. That Vishwamitra was a very great personality. But Vishwamitra, when he actually became mature from Maharishi, Brahma Rishi, he climbed that whole ladder, Raja Rishi, Maharishi, Brahma Rishi. Finally, Vishwamitra becomes a devotee. And when he surrenders to Ram, like a child surrendering to the mother, then Vishwamitra attains his maturity. Therefore, the first kand of Ramayana is called Balakand. The Bal in the Balakand is Vishwamitra, who has actually become childlike. So similarly, Kunti is teaching all of us that we may have wealth, we may have all these things, but we should understand that without Krishna, all this is useless. So having this mood of being humble, feeling helpless, feeling poor is very important when we approach Krishna. And in that same mood, she chants the next prayer, text 27. Namo kinchana vittaya nivritta gunavrittaye atma ramaya shantaya kaivalye pataye namaha. Namo kinchana vittaya. Same thing. Akinchana vittaya. Vittaya is property. So Kunti is saying, my dear Lord, you are the property of the poor. Namaha akinchana vittaya. You are the property of whom? Those who are materially impoverished. That means, who owns Krishna? If Krishna is a commodity, Krishna is a product, who owns Krishna? Only devotees who are humble at heart. Trinadapi sunichena. Such humble devotees only have Krishna in their life. As soon as there is pride, Krishna will leave your life and go. We see in Rasnida, as soon as the gopis became a little proud, Krishna left and went. So if you want to have Krishna with you constantly, you have to feel that I am poor. I am dependent on Krishna. And then she says, Nivritta gunavrittaye. And Krishna, Nivritta gunavrittaye. Krishna is completely transcendental. He is beyond the modes of nature. Gunavrittaye. So Krishna, karma doesn't affect Krishna. Many people give this logic that Lord Ram killed Vali, hiding he killed Vali. So therefore that same Vali comes as a hunter, hidingly he kills Krishna. Useless logic. Useless logic. This is called mundane logic. Krishna is nivritta gunavrittaye. By surrendering to Krishna, you get freed from your karma. How will Krishna have karma? So people bring all these kinds of logic. But this logic is not correct. Nivritta gunavrittaye. Krishna is beyond the modes of nature. Atma Ramaya. Krishna is self-satisfied. Completely satisfied. Krishna doesn't need anything. Krishna is satisfied. But Krishna does this pastime with the devotees only for the devotees' pleasure. But otherwise Krishna is satisfied. Shantaya. Krishna is very, very peaceful. Krishna is very peaceful. You'll see in the Mahabharata, you'll see in every place. Even in the greatest calamities, Krishna has a smile in his face. Not bothered. After the war, Krishna goes and meets Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. And Gandhari curses Krishna. Krishna, because of you, my children are killed. I curse you that all your family dynasty will be destroyed. Krishna says, thank you. I was waiting for something like this. Krishna is Shantaya, very, very peaceful. And when you surrender to Krishna, devotees also become very peaceful. And Shantaya also means that Krishna is very forgiving in nature. He forgives the offenses that people do. Kaivalye Pataye Namaha. Kaivalye Pataye. The Lord is the master of those who want liberation. Another name of liberation is Kaivalya. So anyone who wants Kaivalya, liberation, the master is Krishna. That means Krishna is the one who can give liberation. So in this way, Kunti is offering beautiful prayers. So we see in these prayers of Kunti, she is not only teaching us a lot of philosophy, deep philosophy, who is Krishna, the whole science of Krishna coming out so beautifully, but Kunti is also teaching us what we should pray to Krishna and how we should approach Krishna with a lot of humility, a lot of gratitude. We'll stop at this point because rest of the chapter will take a little more time. I think we can do it in part 2. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anyone has any questions, any comments? Yes.
Right of their part to properly the campaign.
Yeah.
So in that way, how you can see that the respected very hard.
Yeah. So Mataji's question is, the Pandavas are respected women, then why did they put Draupadi in bed? Yeah. So Krishna also asked Pandavas the same question. How did he do it? So, yeah. So that's the reason. So sometimes, devotees, because by that time the age of Kali had set in, so there was a little confusion what was exactly happening. So one reason we can say is that when great devotees do an apparent mistake like this, in that also there is a plan of the Lord unfolding. The Lord is showing a certain plan, right? Because if that thing didn't happen, the war wouldn't have happened at all. So Krishna made that thing happen so that the whole war can happen, right? So that was in one sense Krishna's plan. And also the other understanding comes that Krishna did tell the same point to Yudhishthira that how can you do this, right? You cannot do this. In fact, some of the acharyas, not there in Bhagavatam, but some of the acharyas tell Krishna was so angry that Yudhishthira did this. Krishna came running and told Yudhishthira, I would have killed you for doing this. The only reason I am not killing you is because Draupadi will become a widow. Therefore, I am forgiving you. So the whole idea is that Krishna orchestrated this whole war. Even after this whole thing, after the 13 years of exile, Yudhishthira still didn't want to fight. But Krishna said, no, a woman is insulted, the result has to be given. So that is Krishna's philosophy, Krishna Niti. Okay? Anything else? Any other question?
Why did he save the four Pandavas' children?
Why didn't he save? Yeah. We will see in the next chapter when we come to chapter 9. Chapter 9 is Bhishma Dev's prayers. But because you have asked this, I'll give you a little hint. So when Bhishma Dev goes and when the Pandavas go in front of Bhishma Dev is talking to the Pandavas and he says, you all, Yudhishthira, you are Dharmaraj. Dharmaraj matlab, he is the son of Dharma. Yudhishthira never in his thought also he did any sin. So Yudhishthira was Dharmaraj. They had the most powerful warriors with them. Bhima and Arjuna were enough to conquer the entire world. Powerful warriors with them. Krishna was their best friend, well-wisher, a constant person in their life. They had blessings of all Brahmanas, everyone. And still they went through so many problems. The 5 sons dead is one problem, but they went through a series of problems. So Bhishma Dev is, just like you're asking, Bhishma Dev himself is openly, loudly speaking his thought that how can one understand this? And Bhishma Dev says, Krishna's plans one cannot fully understand. You have to accept that Krishna has a certain plan, right? we may not be able to understand that with a logic, with a limited intelligence. So what you cannot understand, don't try to understand, just surrender. That's the mode, right? Like Abhimanyu's death. See, because we are, from a limited vision, when we are seeing this world, how much we can understand who is going through what karma. Abhimanyu's death, again, the same point. Who was Abhimanyu? Abhimanyu was Krishna's sister's son. Krishna's sister Subhadra, her son Abhimanyu. Favorite of Krishna. Abhimanyu would stay with Krishna, only Krishna thought everything to Abhimanyu. Favorite of Krishna and dead in 16 years. And that to Krishna, the same battlefield Krishna was also there. Same battlefield Krishna was there. Krishna could have still saved. But the point is you cannot ask Krishna. But there's a backstory to that. So similarly there will be a backstory to everything. So Abhimanyu, see when Krishna was coming in this world, when Lord was taking avatar, all the demigods were also told to assist the Lord. So that time Soma, the Surya, the sun, moon god, he was asked to send his son. So Soma said, I am so attached to my son, I will not send him. Krishna said, okay, send him for a short time, we will send him back. So okay, he agreed. So he was sent only for 16 years. And in 16 years he did what he had to do and then went off. So we cannot understand the whole picture. Krishna has a big plan for everyone. In our limited vision, we cannot understand. So a devotee goes in this mode of trust, faith that Krishna has something better which I am not able to understand at this point. Okay?
And
Yes.
because of past
Correct.
that also something is there. So past tense.
Yeah, something is there, yeah.
Unless something is there,
Correct.
yes, sir.